In the month of November, which is also known as Noirvember, I watched some of the brand new film noir that I had not seen that I watched for the first time, and I'd like to share my thoughts about it. Hey guys, welcome back to the Movie Geek Production channel. My name is Bernardo. Film noir is a type of genre that I would love to expand in more of. I have seen some couple film noir here and there, but not into extend, if you will. But it's a type of genre that I'm not very well versed into. But I'm a fan of the genre itself because I love this either cinematography, the mood, the direction, the story, and that's what this video is about. Because during the month of November, sporadically I watched some brand new film noir that I'm going to talk about right now. Lola, a film directed by Otto Preminger. After seeing Bunny Lake is Missing, it had my excitement to watch Lola for the first time, and it was really good. I loved it. I loved it in a way that it was basically a guessing game throughout the movie. I was guessing who did this. It was a murder who done it, basically, almost. Trying to figure out the murder and the mystery of it. And you got very young Vincent Price in this movie as well. I love how the story plays out. I just love the fact, like I said, it's a guessing game. You, as an audience, I was, paying attention to the story, and two, I was like guessing throughout the whole movie, like, did he did that? Did she did that? Did he do that? It was like basically guessing game. Like, you don't trust the people in the movie. Like, there's some couple of characters like it's very fishy, very suspicious, and you don't truly trust them. They seem like okay people in your eyes when you see this movie, but there's more depth into that, and I think Otto Preminger did a fantastic job directing this movie. Obviously, he made two great movies, Anatomy of Murder and Bunny Lake Missing. This is really good, but not up to the level as Bunny Lake is Missing or Anatomy of Murder, but still a really solid film noir that just perfectly kicked off the month of November for me into Noirvember. That just I had a great time watching it. It's fast paced. There's great story in there, great characters, and it's a great guessing game. The Big Heat, started by Fish Lang, starring the wonderful Glenn Ford, and this film floored me. It's amazing. I love this film. This is the type of movie that I love, that you just love rooting for the main character. You just want to get justice. And that's what this whole film is about, that Glenn Ford, not only he's a lovely husband and a lovely father, he's also a cop. And something tragic happened that just took him, into revenge mode, if you will, trying to find who did this, trying to get justice and get things done. And throughout the whole movie, I was just rooting for Glenn Ford character to get justice done. And it's great seeing Glenn Ford in this type of role, but because not only he's a great actor, but he's really good taking different type of roles that I've seen many different films. And Fish Lang is a filmmaker I'm a big fan of, like Metropolis, Woman in the Moon, Spies, some of the classic, silent films. And Ministry of Fear is a fantastic film that is available on Criterion. The Big Heat for me because you can actually care about the main character. You actually deeply rooting for him to trying to get things done and trying to get things the right thing to do. And when something bad happened, that one shocked me, and two, you feel bad for him. But at the same time, you got this, dude. You got this. You're gonna get this done. You're gonna get justice. You're gonna find the man who did this. And really love that aspect. There's an energy to it. There's a great story to it. It's fast paced. It flew by quickly when this movie finished. I was like, when this movie finished, which I was satisfied, but it flowed really quickly. There's so much going on, but it does not feel a long movie. It felt really short, even though there's a lot going on in the movie. And I loved it. I really did. I love the way it was shot. I love the way that First Time directed this movie. Obviously, Glenn Ford is a highlight for me. But the story is so well written and so well, developed throughout the whole movie, and how it wrapped up nicely. It's just great. It was exciting. It was engaging. It was, it was everything what I wanted for a film noir, if you will. But yeah, I highly recommend this. Gilda, starring Rita Hayworth and also starring, funny enough, Glenn Ford. So like a Glenn Ford double feature, if you will. This is another solid film noir. Really enjoy this, and also I love the spine, the pink spine. Rita Hayworth is a type of actor that I have not seen in entire filmography, but I really like the actress so far. What I watch, and Gilda is a very intriguing story, if you will. Really enjoy and I enjoyed it, but I didn't love it though. But there's some great moments in this movie that just kept me interested in watching this movie. In this film, you got Glenn Ford character who was a top man, if you will, and he was kind of like a recruited by this, well established, what do you call casino, if you will, like a casino place. And there's a boss, like the boss trusts him. He's like the new henchman, and then Gilda is the boss, wife, and then Glenn Ford character and Rita Hayworth character Gilda had a sort of blossoming romance, if you will. But they don't like each other. They butt headed for each other, and there's a lot going on in this movie. There's trust issues, there's jealousy, there's desire, there's greedy. There's a lot of themes going on that plays out that is a film noir. But a very unique film noir, like something a story that I did not expect to be really wonderful. I really enjoy this. Rita Hayworth is excellent, so as Glenn Ford. The direction is well done. Really enjoyed Gilda. Out of the Past, starring the wonderful Robert Mitchum as well as Kirk Douglas. This is a solid film noir. I didn't love it, but it's solid. It tells a man who's telling this past, this dark past, if you will, going back from the present day to the past, telling about the past, what happened, what's going on into his life that is back onto him, that basically haunt him, if you will. I really liked it a lot, but at the same time, it's also very engaging, but I didn't love it as much as I wanted to. But obviously, the highlight for me is Robert Mitchum. I love Robert Mitchum as an actor. I mean, The Night of the Hunter is like one of my favorite roles from him. I've seen a couple of Robert Mitchum films, but this is solid here. He did a solid job in this, but not as impactful as The Night of the Hunter, like I wanted to. But I enjoyed it. It's a good movie, and I love how it was structured. How the story was told as a structure, because it going back and forth from the present day to the past, present day. It's go back and forth. I like that aspect about that. Like he's telling his past life and what his past life is like, and how different from the present day that he's a changed man, and how his past life kind of haunts him, because in the present day, Robert Mitchum character fell in love with this normal looking girl, and the girl's like, please tell me what's going on, what is it about, like. And then Robert Mitchum character tells the past, and that's where the story kicks in. And what the deal with Kirk Douglas character, what the deal with that what his old job was. I liked it. I really enjoyed it. But I didn't love it though. So yeah, that is Out of the Past. Cape Fear, starring once again Robert Mitchum as well as Gregory Peck. Funny enough, like in the beginning of the year, in January 2022, I watched the remake first, started by Martin Scorsese and starring Robert De Niro and Nick Nolte, I believe. I've always wanted to see the original, so I finally checked out the original, and yeah, I prefer the original over the remake. But I do enjoy the remake though, but the original. So like when I finished watching this movie, I was like, yep, I prefer this over the remake. But I loved it. I love the atmosphere. I love how the story plays out. It is very different from the remake. I was shocked by that. I like, okay, like when I started watching this movie, okay, it could be the same story that I've seen from the remake, but better, obviously, because the original. But Robert Mitchum's performance is creepy, but a damn good performance by Robert Mitchum. And Craigie Peck is an actor that I truly adore. I love Robert Mitchum and Craigie Peck. Robert Mitchum's performance in here is remind me of the Night of Hunter performance, and that's the main reason why he's such a good actor. Both of them, Craigie Peck and Robert Mitchum, fantastic. I love the story more than the remake here. It is the story is very identical but different at the same time. I just love the atmosphere, the sense of you know danger that Craigie Peck's character family is going through, and that they've been stalking by this creep, if you will, played by Robert Mitchum. I just love Robert Mitchum's performance in here, and I was duly engaged by the fact that it flew by really quick. I love the third act of the movie. I love everything about this movie. That is definitely better than the remake, which I still enjoy. I like the remake a whole lot. I mean, obviously, you have Robert De Niro and also directed by Martin Scorsese, but I love this more than the remake. After I finished watching this movie, I was like, wow, yeah, I actually enjoyed this one more than the remake, which is awesome. It was awesome for me to say that, because I was like, okay, because they're gonna be like a same story that I've seen, but better. Like, honestly, much better. I love the music in this movie. It's the same composer who did Psycho, which is a bonus point in my opinion. Yeah, love the original Cape Fear. Great stuff. There's a lot of great moments, lots of great stuff. There's a lot of intense moments. Yeah, it's great. The next three titles are related because they're all related to the man himself, Orson Welles. Orson Welles is a filmmaker I want to dive into more of. I have seen, the most iconic like Citizen Kane and the Magnificent Ambersons, and of course, F for Fake and The Chimes in Midnight. Fantastic director and a fantastic actor as well. So I watched three brand new Orson Welles films that I have not seen. The first one, right the bat, is called The Stranger, which I really enjoyed. Had a great time. It flew by really quick. It's a simple story but very engaging story. I wouldn't say I loved it, but I loved it at that for an engaging story, if you will. Yeah, Orson Welles is well done. I believe this movie came out after Citizen Kane, but obviously Citizen Kane is better, but it's a good story. I really enjoyed it. I love the third act of the movie that takes place in the clock tower that had me engaged and enjoyed as well. Entertained, if you will. Great stuff. Really enjoyed it. And then we got The Lady from Shanghai, starring once again Rita Hayworth and also Orson Welles, and also directed by Orson Welles. Yeah, this is good. I really enjoyed it for a story that is unique for sure. A story I was trying to figure out where it's gonna go, and then the more it developed, the more you get into the story. It made it very engaging watch throughout. I really enjoyed it to the point that it get crazy, a little crazy in the third act of the movie, but there's a scene I really love in the movie that takes place in the mirrors, if you will. I love the way it's shot. I love the eeriness of the mirrors and how it can be intense at times. And the way Orson Welles shot that scene, the climax in the movie that takes place in the mirror, it is really just had my eye glued to the screen. Yeah, I had a great time. Good story. I was like kind of struggling in the beginning of the movie. In the beginning of the movie, like, okay, where is this gonna go? Okay, Orson Welles character met Rita Hayworth character. They had a thing a little bit. And then Rita Hayworth character recruited Orson Welles character in the movie. I was like, okay, where are we gonna go? Like, where's the film noir-esque themes? And then that's where the second act of the movie hit. I'm like, oh, okay, now there's going on. Now there's something going on to enjoy, and that it had me enjoy. So it had a rocky start, but it did picked up for the second act, and especially for the third act. It's also a courtroom drama, which I enjoyed that aspect, but it's not nearly dramatic as I wanted to. I had a great time watching The Lady from Shanghai. Touch of Evil, which I saved the best for last, and I loved it. I loved it. Oh, so good. I don't know why it took me forever to watch this movie, but here we are in 2022. I finally watched this movie for the very first time. This is the film that I had been on my radar for years. I was this close buying the Universal title on Blu-ray. I was this close buying The Touch of Evil, the Universal Studio release on Blu-ray. Thankfully, Kino Lorber came to the rescue on the 4K release. There are 3 cuts in the movie, so there are reconstructed version, the theatrical version, and the preview version. And which cut did I watch? I watched the reconstructed version, which Nathan told me to watch. That's the cut I watched, which is very interesting and fascinating that they have 3 different cuts. People saying that the reconstructed version is the most definitive edition. It's the definitive cut of the movie. It had a complete story. Nathan also told me to not watch the theatrical version, which I won't. So Nathan, hell, if you're watching, thank you. So I won't watch the theatrical version, but I loved it. Oh my gosh, the story is so engaging. It pulled me through the story. It hooked me. It had a hook. And obviously I seen the iconic opening scene that is basically a one take. Because I saw that opening scene during my editing class that immediately got my attention. Like, I need to see this movie. And 2 years later, I finally watched the movie for the very first time. I had a great time. It's so engaging, so riveting, compelling. This may be my favorite Orson Welles movie. Also, Orson Welles' performance. His performance in this movie not only is so interesting, compelling, but at the same time, there's something about him. There's suspicious going on to Orson Welles' character, but yet he's so interesting. And I love that. I love the way his mannerism, his expression. Orson Welles' character is fantastic. He basically played a cop, detective, if you will. Charlton Heston's great too. Also Jenny Lee. The cast throughout the movie is fantastic, but the highlight for me is Orson Welles. He made the movie work. A heart and soul, if you will. But there's so many great moments. The way it was shot is very unique. It's very different from all the Orson Welles movies that I've seen so far. The story is compelling and riveting. The performances is compelling and riveting. The third act is amazing. I have 2 couple favorite scenes. One, obviously, is the opening scene of the movie, the start of the movie. The opening of the movie showcased what the story's gonna be, and it hooked me. But the one scene that just had me floored, had my eye glued to the screen, and just I do not want to look away except look at the TV. And that scene was that take place in the hotel. I'm not gonna say much because I don't want spoilers. I don't want to spoil you guys what that scene is and in detail. But it's a scene that takes place in a hotel. It's sort of basically becoming a revelation, if you will, the reveal, but at the same time is adding more depth to the story and more intensity to the story. And it had me glued how it was edited, it was shot, and it was executed. And the direction is top notch. Everything about this movie is top notch. I love the dialogue in this movie. I love everything about this movie. It's just, it feels like like after finishing watching the movie, it's like, yep, that's a perfect movie right there. That's a 10 out of 10, 5 out of 5 stars film right there. Because it had all the things that checks the box. Great story, great direction, great editing, great performances, great, fantastic. All around, it's fantastic. If you have not seen Touch of Evil, watch it. It's worth every penny when you buy the Kino Lorber 4K or the Universals. It's still in print. But yeah, it's fantastic. I loved it. There you have it, guys. That's the film noir that I watched during the month of November. I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a great day. Take care. In the month of November.